Yo, this DSA 1 UGA fan rant and opinions. Excuse me. Back with probably the part 2 of my earlier video. I just felt like that UGA can take a game with some bullshit. And do I trust Kirby Smart and company? As far as the football thing goes, yeah, I mean that's the only way I'm gonna trust him is that. But the way that things were being played was annoying. And I'm saying annoying because it's not that I don't understand, because I'm not there. Like majority, 95% of the UGA fans are not there. But I'm saying in the aspect of, why is Kirby Smart still so fucking afraid to put in the backups and let them play? I want to understand, in a coach's mindset, why would you not put in a healthy player to play that type of game? A lot of people are already counting us to beat LSU, and probably more are hoping that we don't. Either way it go, we're still getting into the fucking playoffs. It don't fucking matter. We got the win against Kentucky. That's cool. But playing LSU with a wounded QB, that's not the move. That's not what we should be as fans looking forward to. Or I'm not even going to say looking forward to. Expecting to happen, because we've seen Kirby Smart do this shit time and time again. We had Fromm. He did what he could. That's all I'm going to say on that. And the backup behind him, I think, was DeJuan Mathis. I still look at him as being afraid to get hit as far as coming off his surgery. That's also understandable. But what's not understandable is getting these highly touted QBs out of high school and making them ride the fucking bench. That's not what I want to see out of a team that's almost to the caliber of an Alabama or a Clemson or Les Miles coached LSU when they were doing good, or Pete Carroll USC when they were doing good, or some other teams. I even say Urban Meyer coached Florida and Ohio State, especially at fucking Ohio State. He had 3 quarterbacks. I think 1 or 2 of them, or all 3 of them, was wide receivers or understood how to be a wide receiver. So if one got hurt, the other 2 could either be a wide receiver or a goddamn quarterback. And that Ohio State team that he had, that team was the real deal. Like, all 3 years them dudes were there, they were the real fucking deal. Excuse me. Ohio State was a team to be feared at that point in time, because you never knew who he could use. Kirby Smart, on the other hand, is like, I'm going to run with Stetson even though I know he fucked up, and still keep putting him in these jacked up situations and not put in Beck or Vandegrift. I can understand not putting in Vandegrift, because I don't think he's seen the field at all since he's been at Georgia. And I'm talking about in a meaningful game, not a game that's gonna knock us out the playoffs. I mean in a meaningful game, as in up against SEC opponents. And like Uncle Lou, and maybe even Big Dog Brett to a degree, I'm wondering, when will Kirby Smart stop doing this shit? He probably would never stop. As long as he's winning games, Disney Dog's gonna be like, don't talk bad about Georgia, they still winning. We won regardless of what the situation is. No, you gotta put players in position to win the game and carry on for the next fucking season. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of cussing because this annoys me. Kirby has been there at least 7 years and still ain't pulled his head out of his ass to realize that You got to get these young QBs in there. I wouldn't care if they were playing, let's just say, Tennessee Martin. You let Stetson run the first half. You let the younger quarterbacks run at least a whole quarter. At least a quarter. At least that. Especially if we blowing them out 43-10. They can score 2 touchdowns. It's 43-27. We're still up by 16 points. The thing that's going to irk me next year, if it happens, I'm not saying that it will, but if it happens, if Beck or Vandegrift, one of them leave, or they're showing that they're not completely prepared to play in the SEC. In the next, I want to say 2 years after 2023, 1 year. In 1 year, we then get, I'm saying we because I'm part of the SEC fan base, we get Texas and Oklahoma. They're coming to the SEC. They're going to probably come in like Missouri and Texas A&M and do some things that most SEC teams have not seen. Win some well-deserved games. I'll give them that. I'm giving them that 2 years ahead of time or a year and a half ahead of time. That they'll do that. But then after that, everybody would have adjusted. Things are going to be different, and they're going to see what the SEC really about. I really want Georgia to get SEC. Not SEC. I want Georgia to get Texas A&M that first year, because I want Georgia to get that get back on beating their ass because they was talking shit, talking about we back because they beat Georgia in a damn bowl game. No excuses to the fact that we had players opting out like, nah, I'm not going to play because we ain't make it to the playoffs. I'm just saying it in the ass because that's exactly what it looked like to me and a lot of other people. But I want Georgia to get that pod to where it's probably Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, whatever. In the first 3 games, I want one of them to be Tennessee. Not Tennessee, but Texas. I want to see what the hell Kirby Smart is going to do against not only Texas, but let's just say a pod come up and we got to face Alabama with Nick Saban. That's within the next couple years. That could possibly happen. We see Alabama in the regular season along with LSU, along with Ole Miss. Like, this pod thing that's about to happen is going to be crazy. It's going to make the SEC that much tougher. When people say, oh, the SEC is not hard. Once Texas and Oklahoma get in there, I want to see any fan base that like any team, as far as just say a simulated situation, bring their team to the SEC once that happens and see if they come out undefeated. Ohio State won't. USC won't. Oregon won't. Clemson won't. TCU won't. Like, them teams are not going to survive the SEC once some 16 team pods get set up. Now back to the shit that was irking me. It irks me when Kirby Smart, and I already spoke on this in some previous videos. It irks me when Kirby Smart go out and get these fucking quarterbacks and don't even put them in a damn game unless you break your hip or your arm don't work. It's the only time you get to see playing time. Oh, I don't want to hurt the quarterback's feelings and damage his confidence. Fuck all that. And I'm saying that in the aspect of, if your quarterback is mentally showing you he done checked out or he can't deal with it, put the young dude in. If he done already mentally checked out and the game is pretty much over with and we losing or we lost, well, I'll just say losing because you can't do shit after a loss. But if we losing, put the young dude in. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's say Stetson was to come in after Fromm. it probably would have been an issue because Stetson did not see the field at all. He literally had to go to JUCO because Georgia wasn't giving him a chance, and then come back to be well polished. And I'm glad he came back in the aspect of Beck is not ready. Just going off of what I've seen, Beck is not ready. Vandegrift is not ready. Gunner's definitely not ready. And then Will Muschamp's son, he definitely not ready. But everybody else on the fucking team, at least first, second, and part of the third string, they prepared. Offense, defense, and special teams. How the fuck you get all them prepared, but you don't get the goddamn AKA field general prepared to deal with this type of shit? Excuse me. How you not get him ready? You relying on Stetson to keep this shit going. Stetson is a grown man playing with college students, and he's not the only one. I'm not even picking on him. I'm just saying. He could be getting the younger dudes prepared. I'm not even going to say speak for him and try to get them in the game because he want his playing time and possibly need his playing time to go to the NFL if he even goes that far. Kirby got to start with this bullshit where you getting these 4- and 5-star quarterbacks and they riding a fucking pony, aka the pine, the wood, the bench, no homo, for 3 and 4 fucking years. You doing some Mark Richt type shit. That's why we could never get over the fucking hump. Mark Richt had good quarterbacks behind David Green, Matt Stafford. I want to say Lambert, but Lambert was nice. He didn't really take us to where we wanted to go, but he was nice. I'm not gonna knock Lambert. Batua, B-A-U-T-A. A lot of people didn't like him as a quarterback. I really don't remember what he did, but I don't think he did too well under Mark Richt. Kirby come in. You got Fromm, Fields, Eason. Then I think it was Fromm, Fields, Eason, and Stetson. Stetson left. So now you got Fromm, Fields, and I want to say DeJuan, but DeJuan had to get his surgery done. So now you got Stetson, DeJuan, and I think Eason was gone at that point. In that situation, seriously, in that situation, I can understand you relying solely on Stetson. With that, I could be possibly wrong. With that setup, with that type of QB room, you, in a sense, you ain't got no choice but to rely on Stetson. I get it. And I forgot dude's name that came from Wake Forest. He was in that class too, and then he ended up jumping into the draft. He missed the whole season just going to the draft, and then looked like wet poo. Hot diarrhea confirmed, as some folks will say. He looked like that when he could have played at Georgia and been our fucking dual threat quarterback. He was okay in the SEC, but we needed that type of QB play until Stetson was ready, or at least was prepared. But since he jumped out, that rushed Stetson's and DeJuan's playing time as far as understanding the playbook and getting ready to get on the field. Personally, I want to see another Justin Fields at Georgia. But if he ain't from South Georgia, he probably not going to get in. If he's not like Stetson, Brock, Beck, Gunner, he not going to get a chance. And that's not just me saying some racial shit. That's just what I'm looking at. Like Justin Fields, talking about Justin Fields should have waited a year. What for? He's better than the quarterback that we got and didn't get no shot. And it still goes against the offensive coordinator because he was doo-doo. But in a sense, Stetson should have waited. I mean, not Stetson, but Fields should have waited. But Fields jumped ship early. Don't blame him. He showed out where he went. But outside of that, because I keep reiterating this because we keep constantly seeing this from Kirby. People saying Todd Monken is running the offense. If that's the case, why the fuck are the other two QBs not prepared? Forbid if Stetson gets seriously hurt and one of them two got to go in. What the fuck type of game experience they got? What? Like, somebody tell me what type of game experience they got to be prepared to take on a Michigan or USC or TCU or Ohio State or Clemson or Alabama or LSU. They don't fucking have it. And they haven't been properly shown how to deal with that game time experience in a damn game because they don't put them in. Like, this is ridiculous. Year after year. And I'm saying it that short because he's only been there 7 years. He hasn't been there long as a Dabo or a Nick Saban or what his name, Bob Stoops, Mark Stoops. He ain't been at Georgia that long. Yes, coaches still have growing pains. I get that. But you coming up on a decade in 2 years and you still not learning your fucking lesson. At this point, you just not gonna do it. At this point, it just shows me you saying fuck the bullshit. I'm gonna ride out with who my favorite quarterback is. And I'm saying, fuck with these goof ass fans saying, this is really what it is. Like, it don't make no sense that we getting these highly ranked quarterbacks out of high school and they riding the damn bench. Am I glad Stetson came back? Not particularly glad, but I'm happy that he came back to a small degree. Reason why I say that is because the other quarterbacks have another year. Well, I'm not going to say another year. This year has stunted their actual playtime growth. Now, if you got a staff that's picking these quarterbacks out to come to this school and they're not picking up on the playbook and they're not understanding what's going on and that's the reason why you're not playing them, that's a strategic fucking move. I would not put somebody in the game that don't know what the fuck they doing. That is not Kirby and them fault. But to a degree it is because you picking these QBs and they literally showing you once they get it, they don't know what the fuck they doing. Playing time and all that other, not playing time, practice time and all that other shit comes into the consideration when you got to prepare for a game. You can't just give the number 2 or the number 3 quarterback time to practice against the number 1 defense or the number 2 defense. You don't have that type of time. I get that. But what I'm saying is, put these guys in the game when we're up and not struggling to get them some playing time. Give them a cushion because the other team, they're going to keep their number 1s out there. Unless it's just such a bad blowout, they're going to put their number 2s in there. Fuck it, put your number 2s in there. Let's see whose second team offense and defense is better. I'm not seeing that. Like, that shit is fucking annoying. If Stetson come out looking like a wounded duck in fuck that. If he come out looking like a wounded duck in the Georgia Tech game, y'all probably gonna hear me drop a video during halftime. Probably. I hope Stetson gets better. I hope Hendon Hooker gets better. Because I don't like to see no player injured. Not doing something that they love. I don't want to see nobody get injured doing something that they love. But at the same time, these coaches got to be putting these dudes in to have them ready. The whole offense and defensive front, the line, the corners, the wide receivers, the running backs, the safeties, the linebackers, they get rotated out every fucking game. That's why defense and offense have really not taken a step back. But the quarterback, let Stetson get hit hard enough to be literally fucked up and he can't perform for like 2 or 3 weeks. We in trouble. We are in fucking trouble. And I'm saying that just looking at how Kirby runs the damn team. Everybody else get rotated in, so by the next year, they're not that bad. Of course, players are going to make mistakes. Even Stetson makes mistakes. But if they don't get a chance to get that rust knocked off, get them webs knocked down, how the hell do you expect us to be able to compete next year? And in 2024, we got 2 new teams coming into the conference that are going to be ready to knock our damn head off. Fan bases are already, especially Tennessee fan base, them goofy, I don't even want to say it, them goofballs, talking plenty of cash shit. Oh, if we got UGA on a neutral field, we would have won. Y'all can't even beat South Carolina, and we beat them. What the hell is you talking about? The rain saved y'all when y'all played us, and we dog walked y'all in y'all own home field. Not in, but on y'all own home field a year ago. We came, the UGA Nation, Dog Nation, came to goddamn Neyland Stadium and showed out. 41-17, I want to say the score was. Ain't no way y'all think y'all would have beat us in Georgia, in Neyland. Let's just say Tennessee was in the West, in the SEC championship, or in a damn bowl game. Not these past couple years, no, y'all not. And possibly in the future, y'all not. Now, LSU got a chance to do something ain't nobody else been able to do. But Kirby and staff keep playing with this bullshit the way they playing. Yeah, I can see LSU giving UGA an L. I can see it. I can definitely see it. I can really see it. Unless Carson Beck come out there and show his ass. No homo. He come out there and show all the way out. He throwing bombs 30 and 40 yards downfield on point. And that goes back to my last video. If Carson Beck is such a weapon, I can understand why Kirby don't want to put him in yet. He don't want people to pick up on how he play. That's understandable. I'm with that. But if you not trying to put this man in, at least throw 10 passes. At least 10 passes, run 10 plays, have 10 run plays, pull him out, put Stetson back in. I don't see the issue with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I can see you using it as a strategic point to do what you're doing. But if that's not what you're doing, why the fuck are you getting these players scholarships to come to a team to not play? BA talking about, oh, we don't have no players that want to stay with the team and they want to go to the transfer portal because they ain't getting no time. Then Miami got, 3-4 players that then jumped into the portal before the season over with already. Then you got Texas A&M players jumping in the portal before the season over with already. In a sense, I understand. But then again, you just got to the school. How you going to jump into the portal and you just got to the school? I don't know the ins and outs, the ups and downs of how that stuff worked behind the scenes. I done heard certain things about why some of the Texas A&M players are leaving. I done heard certain things about why some of the Miami players are leaving. And I can understand why some players do leave. But at the same time, you do have to wait to a degree. But if you got a coach like Kirby Smart in a position such as quarterback, you not going to see the fucking field. Kirby has consistently shown that, and I'm not understanding why. Like, it's annoying. I don't get it. If anybody got some answers or can enlighten me more, let me know. This DSA 1 UJ fan ranting opinions. I'm out.